give Dennis Snow a warm welcome. Dennis?
It's everyone on the team looking through the lens of the customer. Everyone on the team recognizing that everything speaks. And everyone on the team creating those moments of wow.
Has anybody been on this ride? The Tower of Terror. It's a pretty amazing ride. If you have not, what it is, it's this haunted hotel theme. And you go inside and you sit down in these special seats in these elevators, and it takes you 13 stories up to the top. And when you get to the top, the elevator starts to shake, and it feels like it's breaking. And why people want to do this, I have no idea. I think that's the weirdest thing. But it's a 13-story free fall, where you literally come out of your seat on the way down.
And these seats are Scotch guarded. If you've been on it, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to go on this right after you had breakfast. And when you land, it zips you up to the top and it drops you again. Now get ready for this. That one ride all by itself cost Disney World $100 million to build.
Yeah, just that one ride cost $100 million to build. But think about this, when I ask people, what impressed you about Disney World? People say, it was clean. The people were nice. From a design perspective, that's kind of frustrating. But from a business perspective, I think it's very important because Disney World is not selling rides. What are they selling? The experience.
The experience, because rides are commodities. There are a lot of places that you can go to get thrill rides. Now, the rides have to be great, but they can't compete just on that because you have so many choices. So it has to be the overall experience. So with that in mind, from the moment you arrive to the moment you leave, everything in between, that's the product because that's the experience. In one of the meetings that we had, Helen, that housekeeper, was there. So when we were going around the room, so what are some things you could do? What are some ideas you have? What are some things you've heard about? And it came to Helen, and she said, well, I don't know if it means anything to anybody, but what I do is I tuck in the Disney characters. You know, imagine saying that in front of all your coworkers. Everybody thought this was the greatest idea, and it took off. Housekeepers were talking about it. Managers were talking about it. It's become kind of legendary there now. It's even become something of a competition for the housekeepers on different things they can do. Like some of them, they'll line the characters up in front of the television set in your room and turn it on. So you walk in. Just back away, kids. Just back away. All because a housekeeper who has a hard job said, I'm going to create some magic. But from a business perspective, how do we capture that? We need to look at everything that we do, every interaction that we have through the lens of the member, through the lens of the member. Because most organizations don't. They'll say that they do, but they don't. They'll say we look through the lens of our customer, but they don't. What would mediocre service look like or sound like at each step? And what would excellent service look like or sound like at each step? And here's the reason I suggest that you do it exactly that way. If you pull a step out of the service map, and we're meeting with a team, and you say, okay, what would mediocre service look like here? I promise you, as good as I know you are, there will be some steps when we start describing mediocre, somebody on the team is going to say, you know what? That sounds a little bit like what's happening at that step right now.